let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go.
Fits.
It's beautiful.
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Are you ready for something new? Willis Automotive has you covered with premium brands, trusted pre-owned vehicles, and service you can count on. Visit willisauto.com. Schedule your test drive today. Get behind the wheel of confidence with Willis Automotive, powering the rush each and every morning. Hello, Ross Peterson. What's going on?
Not much, bud. Not much at all. You know, Wednesday, ready for you to get out of town. You ready to get out of town?
You know, I am packed, 100% packed, and I only do carry-on luggage. So I'm so petrified of losing luggage that I've got this thing down to a science that I'm only taking a carry-on. It's a backpack, so I'm ready to go. The only thing I have to decide now on is a coat, and I bought a really nice new coat that's kind of Italian looking.
What's that mean? What's Italian looking mean? Can I see it?
It's upstairs hanging up, but it's kind of fancy. But I'm like, do I want to take it because it's big, right? It's kind of a 3/4 length coat, not a full length coat, 3/4 length, but it's big, it's bulky. And I'm like, do I want to take this, or do I want to take kind of a nice puffer jacket that's just kind of casual and a little easier to travel with? That's the biggest decision I have to make this morning. I'm
going to say it again.
So,
biggest decision you got to make this morning? Biggest decision.
yes.
Biggest decision. Coat.
Is what coat to take.
You're unbelievable. I want to see this Italian coat.
It's not Italian, but it's kind of stylish. It's kind of outside my comfort zone, if that makes sense. So it'll make me... I'll blend in well in the city of Florence.
I bet you're going to do just fine. And it's okay not to blend in, by the way. It's okay to look like a tourist because, let's see, you are a tourist.
Am I a tourist now? This is my 19th trip to Italy since 2009. I feel like I've assimilated into the city.
You feel like that, huh?
I do. I feel like I've assimilated.
Yeah,
you could put me right in the middle of Florence.
This is called Dunning. This is the Dunning-Kruger effect in display, folks. He's been there 19 times. He's just like somebody who lives there.
That's the way I think. That's the way I think. Ross does
he's got a room at the Motel 8. Isn't that the same thing as being a property owner?
They don't have Motel 8s in Florence. I'm actually staying at an Airbnb. It's the former Austrian-Prussian embassy that was in Florence until like the 1940s. So, yeah. I know. First world problems.
Wearing the coat, can you wear it on the plane?
Yes.
And then, so then do that, because then you kind of have a blanket with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got some extra.
Or I can put it up above in storage as well.
Right, exactly.
You know.
There's options there. You'll be all right.
Yeah,
you'll figure it out.
You're going to deal with massive cold tomorrow.
A dude. It's going to be 40. It's cold right now. It's 30 degrees right now. It's not even cold. It's not even cold. It's 30 degrees right now. It's going to be 5 below tomorrow morning when we wake up.
Damn. 5 below when you wake up?
5 below. I think it's at 8 o'clock tomorrow when we wrap up the show tomorrow morning. It'll be 5 below.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm getting out of town at the right time. It's going to be 54 degrees, 55 degrees in Florence. So, which over there, that's cold to those people. They'll be like all parked up. You know, they'll have their heads going. We'll be walking around with like spring jackets going, hey, this is warm. That's how you know you're a tourist. Is like, you're wearing shorts?
Embrace the tourist thing. Like this thing of like, oh, I've got to get there and do everything I can to fit in.
No, I don't think I don't embrace the tourist thing, but I don't go there with an agenda anymore, right? I'm going there basically to make sure my family has a good time and sit and eat pizza, eat gelato, eat bread and olive oil, and just watch my family enjoy it.
I had the good olive oil. I had the good olive oil this weekend.
You did. And that makes us to see Sutton. I've only seen Sutton twice in my life. She's 4 months old now, and I get to see my grandbaby this. I have to go all the way to Florence, Italy to see my grandbaby. I could go to Oxford, Mississippi, but I'm going to Florence, Italy to see my grandbaby.
I saw Abigail put that up this morning. She's about to get on the plane with that baby. So
yeah,
good luck to you, Abby.
Yeah, good luck. So, reality check last night for the Iowa Hawkeye basketball team. And I'm not freaking out about this loss. I'm not freaking out about the blowout. It was 71-52, the final score. I think Ben McCullum said it best after the game. It was a learning opportunity for him as a coach, also the team, on what those environments are like, because it was pretty raucous at the Breslin Center last night, and how these games are called in the Big Ten. Big Ten basketball is different than Missouri Valley Conference basketball. Big Ten basketball is different than Division II basketball. They're not called all the same. And so when you embrace that, Ross, and go, okay, this was a learning experience, you take what you get from this and you get better from it. And I think that's the right response. And, I mean, Michigan State was by far the better team, more athletic, more size. And sure, it was a blowout, but I go, okay, I was still going to be – I still think I was going to have a decent Big Ten season. I still think this team could be a tournament team at the end of the year. You just got to look at it and go, you learn from this and you move on.
I mean, yeah, all of that's true. It's a learning experience. It was a little bit of an eye-opener last night, a little bit depressing, a little bit, because it wasn't the game we hoped we would see. We said yesterday, what are our expectations? A competition. See this team fight. Don't expect them to win, but expect them to be able to compete with a good, really good Michigan State team. And, Trav, they did their best, I guess. You went out, you look at the first 10 minutes of that game, and it's pretty obvious that the idea was, hey, we're not going to be intimidated. We're going to go out. We're going to play really physical with this team. We're going to play really aggressive. We're going to try to establish our tempo on defense. And it didn't work. I mean, you had 10 fouls 9 minutes into that game, and we're holding on. I mean, those first 10 minutes, you kind of held on a little bit, but it was really physical. And then it seemed like after that, maybe, and I'd have to go back and look and see when it really felt like, oh, yeah, this is going to be Michigan State's just a really good basketball team, and Iowa's not there yet. And what was disappointing was as that second half unfolded that the shots just didn't fall. Bennett Sturtz seemed to have maybe his toughest game. I mean, obviously, you're playing in the toughest arena they've played in against the toughest competition.
Sturtz ended up with 14 points, but boy, there was times he missed three straight free throws. I mean, Iowa was brutal from the free throw line. They got to the line 17 times. I think they made 11 of them. That's like 67%. Wow. But you're right. The 10 fouls, 10 minutes into that game. I wrote Justin, I think, at the 10 or 11 minute mark when it was still like, I don't know, 11-10 or something like that. I go, I think both these teams have set the game of basketball back to the peach basket days. Because it was just, and Iowa probably had the pace it wanted because they want to slow it down. But then Michigan State went on a 17-1 run. And it was over at that. They just extended it, and Iowa could do nothing to get back into it. So Iowa shot 37% from the field. The size difference was just so big. They got out rebounded, Ross, 37-18. Iowa with only 18 rebounds yesterday or last night, getting out rebounded 37-18, and those turned into second chance points. A lot for Michigan State, outscoring Iowa on the second chance points 21-4.
I didn't even realize, Trav, that 17 that happened right about the 10-minute mark.
Yeah,
that's when that thing started. It was 10-9 at one point. Actually, tied at 9, and then you go a couple minutes later, and it's 23-10. That's the moment, and that's right after the about the 10-minute mark in the first half that the game really started to stretch out, and you went, oh crap.
When you watch that game,
just didn't have it in him to fight back.
Yeah, when you watch that game, it was interesting. I didn't watch with a lot of emotion because you're right. I want them to be competitive, and they were competitive for the first 10 minutes. And I don't think they ever cracked. It's just Michigan State had better athletes, much better size. I just kind of sat and I wasn't upset at calls. I just sat there and went, okay, I just want to see how this team handles that atmosphere. I wasn't like
how did you feel like they handled it? Because I'll be honest, that's where I found myself kind of disappointed, because I was hoping that it would be a better performance.
I thought they handled it out of the gate fine, but when they fell behind is when you're like, oh, you could see them kind of crack, and they seemed lost at certain points, and you're like, ooh, okay,
good word for it.
Yeah.
Bennett Sturts was just not the Bennett Sturts that they're going to need him to be. I see a lot of people posting in saying, well, this is what happens when you bring a Valley team to play with the Big Ten boys. Yes and no. Yes, you're right. There's a lot of Valley players here that are on this basketball team. They're going to have to figure out how to play Big Ten basketball. Now, and these aren't the brightest lights, because I saw that a lot last night too, of like, oh, this is what happens. This is the brightest. Remember, if you're going to say this is all that team from Drake, they did play in the round of 32 last year in Wichita against Texas Tech.
And took him to the wire and won a first-round game. So there's athletes there. I mean, Bennett Sturts is going to have to just know, and Ben McCullum's a great coach, and Bennett's going to have to know this. What are teams going to do throughout the Big Ten season? They're going to clamp down on Bennett Sturts, right? I mean, they're going to go, hey, it's Bennett Sturts, and after that, stop him, at least get him off his game, and you probably can make a run like this. Are you there, Ross? Ooh, Ross froze on me. Ross is frozen in time. Frozen in time. Yeah, Ross isn't there anymore, folks. He'll probably reboot his computer and come back and join us. Here he is. Hey, buddy. What's going on? Can't hear you. Still can't hear you. Unbelievable, he says.
You heard
there
it.
You go. Yeah, I got you now.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, we're working here. I'm getting really
That's
upset.
fine.
This happened about once every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
it's going to really suck if you're not here.
Give that system a fresh reboot every morning.
I'm doing that right now. But anyway, so you were saying about the Hawkeye basketball team.
No, I was just saying, what's going to happen is that Bennett Sturts and Ben McCullum knows this is going to happen, is that as they go throughout this Big Ten season, is that they're going to clamp down on him. He's going to face defenses that are in his face every single game, because he's the glue. He's the 40-minute guy. He's where everything runs through, and he's going to be the point of emphasis for every single team. Tom Izzo was very complimentary of him last night, but he also said, hey, our job was to shut him down and throw him off his game, and they threw him off his game last night.
And Travis, you're right. Every Big Ten team is going to go in there with that same defensive philosophy. Bennett Sturts is the straw that stirs the drink. He's the thing that's going to make the offense move. If you can get him off of his game, and he did look off his game last night. It's hard to, did he look uneasy? Did he look like it was? I don't know. I don't know what the right words for it. It wasn't a great game for Bennett Sturts. He just didn't look comfortable. He never found that kind of flow that we're used to seeing him. Like, the last couple of times we've came back from games, we've said, man, he really knows his pace. Like, you never see Bennett Sturts get, Hawkeyes have had some guards in the past that were a little bit too fast for their own bodies. Sometimes they look like Tasmanian devils out there. They were going too quick. Bennett Sturts is very methodical. He slows things down when he needs to slow things down. Last night, he couldn't get into that rhythm. Michigan State just way better athletes than what they were used to seeing. Way better, way quicker on defense. And Bennett couldn't find the rhythm that worked. And I think that, every Big Ten team watched that last night, and probably every Big Ten coach went away and said, okay, if we can get this guy off of his game, it disrupts the rest of this offense in this way. And by the way, Ben McCullum is going to play the chess game too. He's going to try to figure out other ways to get this team going and scoring when Bennett Sturts is having a game like that, because it's not the last one.
No, it won't be the last one. And, there's other guys that are going to need to step up. That's what impressed me about Michigan State last night is, Kohler had a double-double. Their point guard's fabulous, but they had, 4 players in double figures. Michigan State just has so many athletes, so much depth right there. They're 8-0, and this is the third best start in Tom Izzo's 31-year history. So they've started, I think, 13-0 one time, 11-0, and now 8-0. This is the third best start in Tom Izzo's coaching career, and it kind of shows. And it's not like they haven't backed down from competition. They got wins over Kentucky, North Carolina, Iowa. Now they got Duke coming up this weekend, which I thought, well, will Michigan State be looking past Iowa because they know they got Duke coming up? That wasn't the case. They were dialed in.
It was a Big Ten matchup. They had to. I think Tom Izzo probably had the team ready for that aspect of it. This is still a Big Ten team, and by the way, this is a team that's getting a little bit of hype and hope. It's our job to squash that right away, and they did. I mean, last night was an eye opener.
So coming up next for the Hawkeyes will be the Maryland Terrapins. That's coming up this weekend. That's going to be in Iowa City. I think that's a good opportunity just to regroup, understand what Big Ten play is about. It's a winnable game. You're going to be at home, and so you don't have a lot of time to come back, but at least you get the friendly confines of Carver Hawkeye when you take on Maryland.
Yeah, and again, another kind of we'll see moment, right? It's not Michigan State. I think this will be a good barometer, Travis, for what kind of team this is, and how if Ben McCollum is feeling. How do they respond from that loss? Where again, in the game for 10 minutes and then got blown out. You got to see what we've been. I love that phrase, big boy basketball from Iowa State earlier this year. You got to see what big boy basketball is. How do you respond to that? And then you're back at home. You're against a more manageable opponent with Maryland. I think that on the heels of what I saw last night, I look at the Maryland game as a little bit more of a metric game than I did before.
Yeah.
I saw the Michigan State game as being that game of we're going to find out how good this team is. They weren't great last night. Losing by 20, even at Michigan State, the way that they lost that game without a lot of fight, you've got to show that you've got that in you. This honestly, it's one of those couldn't be a better matchup. I'm glad they're not playing Alcorn State. I'm glad you don't have Bucknell coming up next. I'm glad that you get somebody that actually gets to test your mettle a little bit here, and it's at home. Perfect matchup coming off of that.
You mentioned Bucknell. Of course, Iowa's going to be playing Bucknell on December 20th at Casey Center in Des Moines. And if you want to see the Hawkeyes play Bucknell in person, we have tickets for you. All you have to do is go to therushradio.com. That's therushradio.com. Click on the promo tab. There's a little thing in there. You can fill out your information, and you can win tickets to see the Hawkeyes play Bucknell. It's a 5 o'clock game on Saturday, December 20th. There's going to be a Hawkeye huddle at the Iowa Event Center from 2 to 4 at the Community Choice Convention Center at the Iowa Event Center. It's free, but you must register to be able to go. You can do that at iowaeventcenter.com. And again, win those free tickets at therushradio.com by just clicking on that promo tab. All right, let's bring you in here. There you go. I'd keep that other computer up, though. I would keep that other computer up.
Got to just mute that bad boy now.
Mute.
Those of you that always pick on Max and don't like Max, Mac to the rescue every time. It's like it just got to be shut down.
Do you find a big difference between a Mac and a Windows computer? I don't. There's little things, but
little differences. Yeah, little differences.
Yeah,
tiny little differences. I'm a Mac guy, dude. I made that mistake early of adapting to Mac and getting an iPhone. And then when I went to go buy a computer, it was like, well, if I just get a Mac, it'll match easier with my phone. And then I became sucked in. It's kind of, it's what businesses do to you these days. They get their hooks into you, and then they suck you in, and you can't get out of it.
See,
I wish I weren't a Mac guy. I wish I weren't, but I am. And again, I wish I weren't a Mac guy, as it saves my ass.
every single day. Yeah, I'm a Windows guy. I'm an Android guy, and I do that just to be a contrarian because my wife's a Mac person. All my kids are iPhone guys. I'm like, well, I'm screw you and your iPhones. You can't be in the family chat. I don't want to be in the family chat. Why would I want to be in the family chat? I can create a family chat. Yeah, but it's not the same. Screw it.
I have buddies that I have friends that are like, Ross, for as much of a contrarian as you are, I'm amazed that you're a sheep when it comes to the Mac. Yeah, I am.
Are you a sheep, or is it just something you're comfortable with? I mean, because if the user experience is better for you, you're going to use whatever. Like, I don't like Microsoft. I would rather use like all the Chrome stuff because I saw somebody say they got a Chromebook. I got a Chromebook upstairs that I use quite a bit. I just like Google, and it makes it very easy for me. And I like the user experience. That's the reason I have a Google phone. That's the reason I do Google Docs, Google Sheets, all that stuff. It's just easier for me. It's a better user experience. So with a Mac, sure. I mean, if it was brutal to you, you'd be like, screw it, I'm going to use Windows. But if you have a good user experience, that's all that matters.
And it works great. It goes with me everywhere. It's my work computer. It's blah, blah, blah.
The power of the brand.
The frustrations with the internet, dude. It's great. It makes everything easier. We're going to be paperless. We're going to be so much more effective. I saw my friend put a thing on social media the other day. She's like, tried to take a day off work, came back to 571 emails. She's like, I took a day off work. How do I get caught up? And I thought to myself, email is the problem. Our ability to contact each other all the time is part of the problem. Can you imagine back in the 80s showing up at your office and you had 571 pieces of mail?
No, I couldn't.
No. It'd be like, hey, we need several assistants here. But email, you come back to it, especially people in the corporate world, dude. I remember when I lived in the corporate world, and I don't mean the radio world because it was dysfunctional at every level. I mean, when I worked for a real corporation that actually made money and not lost it, you'd get an insane amount of emails for one thing. It was because, you had this pyramid of bosses. You had like 9 people that were above you.
Oh, yes. The corporate org chart.
So when one person would say like, hey, Ross, I have an idea on this account. Maybe you should try, use lever B in this account. Their boss would reply all and go, hey, I agree with Travis. You should try lever B. And then their boss would apply and go, I concur with boss A and Travis. Try lever. And then their boss would reply. So you'd have like 6 emails on the one thing, and everybody just patting each other on the back going, hey, great, that's a good idea. I concur.
Look how smart we are.
Look at how smart we are. And then when you actually do that thing, good job on us.
We problem solved.
571 emails.
That's the only thing I'm dreading about going out of town is the email stack that just continue. And most of them are crap, right? I get inundated daily with emails, and now I see the thing external on there. If I don't know the name, I just delete it. I don't even open it. I'm just like, I don't know who you are. All you're trying to do is reach out to have me buy a product, and I'm not going to do that. So if I don't know your name, boom, delete. I don't read most emails.
My friend Bobby Bentz, Ankeny Mayor Bobby Bentz, she posted a funny one the other day. She's like, how come when I get a message and it says text stop to opt out, when I write back stop, it sends me another message telling me that I've opted out? That's a good point.
Maybe it's just reaffirming, hey, you're out.
You're out. Just
you're
so
out.
you know. We'll send you daily reminders reminding you that you opted out in case you want to opt back in.
Do you ever opt out of emails? Because I'll do that.
Oh, yeah.
Where, you go, okay, I'm going to opt out. But then you realize, oh, your email's in because if you don't read the fine print, it's like you're opting out from this email.
Not from the company.
Not from the company where we also send emails for this, and this. You got to read the fine print when it comes to
Dude, the number of unsubscribe emails I click on, and then I go through like periods. Well, I'll have like I'll have like a Sunday where I'll be sitting around and all of a sudden I'll unsubscribe from one. I'm like, this is the way out. I can get out of the rat race if I just unsubscribe. So I'll spend like an hour unsubscribing from emails. It doesn't change a thing. It doesn't move the needle. I don't put a dent in it.
And we don't even know it, but we're partially to blame for this, right? Is because a lot of content is gated, meaning that if you want that 20% discount, you have to enter your email to get 20% discount. Or, hey, if you want this little bit of information, just give us your email and then unlock it so you can see it.
Yeah.
Every time you do that, you're signing up for something. And you could be signing up for multiple lists. And I know about the list because, I'm kind of guilty of this. I send out emails to our clients and like, could you give me your email if you want this information? I mean, when you sign up for the Iowa Bucknell tickets, we're going to ask for your email. Now, we don't do a lot of, I'm not going to call it spam. We don't do a lot of emails, but we do like to keep track of who our listeners are and who because there's value there. I understand it. But man, sometimes you just get overwhelmed by the emails. But, they just unsubscribe. Here in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn benefits the entire state. It feeds our livestock, nourishes our family, and provides homegrown, clean-burning, unleaded 88 for our vehicles. Pump it up with unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HighVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
November's here, and that means Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And here at Willis, we are thankful for you, our guests, for entrusting us with your vehicle and service needs. The holiday season means travel, and that means extra miles on your car that can cause wear and tear. Save that for your pants after all that turkey. And while we can't fix your slacks, we can make sure your car's in tip-top shape. So come on down to Willis for 10% off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
This holiday season gives a sparkle that lasts a lifetime. Go to Fiscus Jewelers for the latest designs, timeless favorites, something for everyone. Already have a Fiscus Diamond, 100% trade-up program. Trade up and shine a little brighter this year. And of course, if you want a custom piece, you got to start now if you want that for Christmas delivery. Let's make the season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life. Ross, if you catch me picking my nose, I know this is TMI, but if you catch me picking my nose, I got the worst thing happening right now, right? I'm a little stuffed up, and I've been draining, but I got like an ingrown hair or a pimple in my nose.
Oh.
Yeah, so you got the drainage followed by like the sore inside nostril from an ingrown hair or a
There's
pimple.
something worse that comes after that.
What's that?
The scab inside the nostril.
And you got to pick it out, right? I
Like
mean,
it feels like a booger, and you're like, and then you pick it, and you're like, it's just going to bleed a little bit more and have another scab.
Okay, when it comes to like scabs like that, right? Because my wife is like, I do digging with my finger, right? Because the nail gives you some.
You got
some
5
leverage.
really unique tools there. Every one of them's got a different angle. They got a different little picking mechanism.
It's kind of like going to the dentist when they use the different thing on your teeth.
Yes.
It's like.
It's got different angles to it, and you're like, I get really curious. When I'm in the dentist chair, I think to myself, like, do they find one that they like the best? Or does each tool actually do a different job?
I
Or do
think
they
each
just
tool
find
does it? No, I think each tool does a different job. Like your fingers does a different job when it comes to big ones. Then you start cleaning on a little different wave.
Yeah.
But my wife will catch me picking my nose, and she goes, "Can't you use a Kleenex?" I'm like, "No, I can't. It doesn't give the same effect. You take away your fingernails are your blades, man."
Yeah.
She's
It's
like,
like
"You're
putting
just gross."
It's like wearing a condom. It's just different. It doesn't have the same impact. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't do the job as well.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. God gave me the perfect tools to be able to do that.
Yeah. And so if I get caught on camera today picking my nose, nobody take a screenshot.
See, that's what
of
you
that.
always see me lean off like that.
Yeah.
That's usually me blowing my nose.
And there's a difference between blowing your nose and cleaning that thing out good. And every once in a while, you got to dig for gold with your fingers. You just have to. There's nothing wrong with picking your nose. Just saying. But you're right.
Kaylin writes it best. You sometimes just got to raw dog your nose.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Your condom analogy is probably the best one, right? I mean, when you say it's,
I thought
works,
about it a lot.
It works, but it's not the same.
Not the same effect. Doesn't feel the same. I can't get the job done adequately. Just let me use my fingers. I can get the job done quicker.
Yeah. Didn't feel the same. Doesn't produce the same result.
I can't fault you on this, Trav. And I'm with you. There are times when you need each individual.
Your fingers.
And sometimes, by the way, I pick my nose and I don't have a booger. Sometimes it's just like there's an itch in there or a scratch, and you just kind of get that little scratch the itch.
Though you enlightened me, even though I probably subconsciously knew it, I never thought of my fingers as like different tools.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they all have a different little
What's
skill.
What's the thumb used for? I don't know if I've ever used.
Oh
the
yeah.
thumb.
Oh, you've never done. See, you got to have a big schnoz, dude. If you had a bigger canvas, you could use all your different paintbrushes.
Okay.
They have a big canvas, so I can use that. I can use that thumb. Oh, it's almost perfect size for that giant cavity of a nostril I have. You can shove that bad boy in there and really clean out the sides with that.
Now, for those of you who aren't in my age group, meaning, I'm talking to you 25 to 34-year-olds. As you get older, hair starts growing where you can't believe it grows, and your nose starts feeling up with nose hair. I started death scrolling one time and got hooked into the waxing of the nose. Have you ever seen that where they put the popsicle sticks on the wax and then they yank it out?
God. Don't you need some hairs in your nostrils to keep you healthy? Maybe that's why you have sinus issues. You're waxing your nostrils.
Well, I shave my nose. I've got a nose trimmer.
Yeah, I have one of those too. I never use it.
And the ear hair is very. That's just like I'm like, but now it's like growing up here.
Yeah.
On the lobe of my ear, and I'm like, man, and it's really like coarse, and I'm like an elf. I'm like an elf.
I had one of those nose and ear hair trimmers. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I was using the nose hair trimmer one time, and the battery went dead.
Ooh.
And it was like stuck on some nose hairs.
Oh, so you had to yank that thing out.
Dude, never sneezed so hard in my life as when I pulled that nose hair from the back of my brain. I sneezed and saw Jesus. That's how bad. That's how hard I sneezed.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Did he talk
I
to you?
sneezed. I was like, "Hey, you're close to death. Go back. Go away from the light. We're not ready." I was like, So I can't wait to see what happens when the battery dies when I'm trimming my ears.
I can't hear you. Can't hear you. And you're right. I do believe the hair in your nose is like a filter.
Yeah.
But it just can't be like a bush, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the nose. Yeah. Well, see, I pluck the nose hairs. I'll notice one hanging there, and I'll just grab it and pluck it, and then I sneeze.
Do you shave your eyebrows?
I used to have to pluck. I had the old Anthony Davis unibrow thing for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Why that doesn't? I don't have to do that anymore. That's weird.
I got a little comb with my razor, and I'll just kind of put it in there, and I'll trim them.
Yeah, I have Tommy trim my eyebrows. Think about trimming my eyebrows when I go get my hair cut. Actually, this between us, okay?
Yeah.
I never know. It takes somebody else in my life. I'm so unobservant. I don't even know. I go to get my hair cut, and Tommy will say to me, "Hey man, you want me to trim your eyebrows?" Which I always look at as somebody saying, "Hey man, you want a piece of gum?" Like when Tommy says, "Hey, do you want to trim your eyebrows?" I hear him saying, "Dude, I need to trim your eyebrows." Because there have been times I've been like, "Oh no, I think they're okay," and then you go to touch them and it feels like there's a bush on top of you're like, "Oh yeah, you might want to touch those up a little bit."
But see, you still go to Tommy who does your hair. I don't go to a barber anymore because I shave my own.
Smart move on your end.
Well, I don't. Yeah, when you don't have any hair, you don't have any choice. That's why I've got to be observant about my eyebrows.
Yeah, it's the only hair on your head besides your chin.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out. I appreciate it.
I wasn't being mean about it. I was just,
I know you weren't.
Reiterating the fact that something you got to pay attention to.
Tyler's like, "What's next on the rundown?"
Did you get the check off ear and hair nose off the rundown?
Yes.
So we make sure we don't come back to that.
In picking your nose.
Travis actually did create a really good rundown today.
I did. And coming up in at 7:50, Justin Miller is going to be jumping on with us to tell us what we screwed up today. But he was at the Drake game last night, and it was raining threes at the Knapp Center as Drake beat Western Illinois 108-57. They shot 70% from the field, Ross. 70% from the field, 63% from three-point land, 19 of 30. Damn, 19 threes. Brandon Appelhahn had 10 threes on his own. He was 10 of 14, 30 points out of him.
14 threes is a lot of chucking.
That is a lot
10 of 14 is a really good night.
But can you just imagine what that's like when you just get into a groove and you're feeling it? You're like, screw it, I'm gonna chuck it up. I'm gonna chuck it up, and
the
goes
hoop
in.
feels like an ocean that you're throwing it into.
Yeah,
10 of 14.
Record
Fun night, Drake, and one that Drake needed. Drake, this is something that that the team needed, Hendo needed. It's fun to see that. It's fun to know that you've got something like that potentially on the floor. So not the type of thing you can count on or depend on, but it's nice to know that you've got shooters like that.
Coming up this weekend is going to be UAB is coming to the Knapp Center, so a chance on Friday to see the Bulldogs play UAB. Drake now 6-3 on the season, and again, you don't get any do-overs, but what you can do is get better. You wonder if Hendo's like, God, if we could just have those losses that we had at home back. Losing to LSU is not a bad loss. You beat Georgia Tech down at the Emerald Coast Classic, but I'm sure those games that they lost at home, you're like, God, can we just have those back? You don't get them back, but what you do is you keep getting better. You've played decent competition. Western Illinois was not decent competition, but you got UAB, you beat Georgia Tech, and just go into the Valley season and make it competitive and do the best you can. So, good win for the
Travis.
Bulldogs
That's a good way to look at it. Like nothing fatal can happen. That's a good attitude and a good approach I hadn't thought about, and I hope that's something that Hendo, even if he's not conveying it to the team, has thought about himself. Like nothing fatal can happen right now with this Drake team. You're not going to lose a game that's going to kick you out of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Everything matters in March. Everything that matters is going to happen in March. You got to get this team ready for that, and that's really what, in the Valley, unfortunately, that's what the regular season has to be, is a primer, a positioning, get yourself in the right spot so that you can handle Arch Madness, and then play your best basketball in March and make that magical run. And that it's unfortunate that both Jake and Hendo kind of have to have that same attitude about it. You can win 25 games in the Valley. It won't matter.
Won't matter at all. They'll just look back and go, well, did you win the conference tournament or not? Because you're only getting one team in.
Yeah, you'll get a better pat on the head. You'll feel even worse about the that's cute that you get at the end of the year when you're 25-3. But I think that's the right attitude. Is like none of this stuff really matters right now. We just got to get better. We got to get better every game. We want to improve, and in the Valley, we got to show these teams that we're really tough.
I think the Valley is going to be a great race. We can talk to Justin about it in about an hour, but I think the Valley is going to be with you and I, Drake, Illinois State, Bradley. I think it's going to be a fun Valley season to watch. And again, it's going to be a fun season to watch, but it's going to be heartbreaking because only one team's going to get selected. That's the bad part of being a one-bid league. The college football playoff rankings came out last night, and this is going to get interesting. And there is a possibility, Ross, that the ACC does not get a team into the college football playoff. Considered one of the Power Four conferences, there is a possibility that the ACC does not get a team in. If Duke beats Virginia, and I believe Duke has 5 losses, if Duke beats Virginia and Miami doesn't move up, Duke will not be ranked, and therefore the ACC could be left out of the college football playoff. It's wild. It is absolutely wild. Because they're not ranked would keep the ACC conference champion out of the playoff. ACC needs to look at its tiebreakers. Even the Miami athletic director said, hey, we got to look at the tiebreakers that are taking place here. Duke and a 5-loss team getting to the conference championship. You know, SMU could have gotten in, but they pissed the bed out of California last week. Virginia would get in because it's ranked.
Yeah.
If Duke...
Because Miami and Virginia are the only two... Or no, Georgia Tech is ranked as well. They're the only... Miami is the 12th right now.
12th. But that 12 line is not where you want to be. You do not want to be on the 12-11 line.
No. We talked about this. You got to be in the top 10 because of you got to be in the top 10. Right now, the ACC has 3 teams in the top 25. You got Miami sitting right outside at 12. You have Virginia at 17, and Georgia Tech is just above the Hawks at 22nd. A 3-loss Georgia Tech team.
S. Williams says, is it wrong to pray for that to happen? No.
No.
Not at all.
No. All you're rooting for there, S. Williams, is the chaos. And as a fanatic of the chaos, let me tell you, it's a fun ride. When you're rooting for chaos, you often win. Lane Kiffin was rooting for the chaos. I didn't want him to hurt the people at Ole Miss, but I love this. I love this insanity that is ensuing. I love the very obvious hypocrisy. And I keep waiting, and it does seem like every time something like this happens, a few more people kind of tip over onto that scale of like, oh, it's all just to get the reaction. I see. Lane Kiffin, dude, this is a story as old as time anymore. It's so funny to see him saying all the same things about LSU that he said about Ole Miss, but now Ole Miss is on the other side of the equation. And so now it's like, boy, I can't believe those people showed up and were mean to me at the airport. But you know who was really nice to me? The LSU. Then I landed at this airport.
And they're like, go Tigers.
In a whole different part of the country. I went all the way from Mississippi, clear over here to Louisiana. And it was amazing how I just knew. I knew I'd made the right decision. You know why? Because the people were nice to me. When I left that old place, they were mean. And now I came here and they were nice. And I looked around and I said, yeah, I want to be with the nice people. It's
Irish
amazing
Hawkeye.
that more people don't hear this stuff and go, wait a minute, we've read this story.
It repeats itself.
Hold on.
And we act like we read it for the first time.
Yeah.
Irish Hawkeye says, could the ACC just cancel the championship game to ensure Duke doesn't win and then name Virginia their conference champ? Sure, they could, but they would be ridiculed. The TV people would be like, you just cost us a lot of money. Now, what could happen is the commissioner should go in and go, Duke, we appreciate the effort. We need you to lay down. We need you to lay down.
Do you know how much money we get as a conference if you guys lose this football game? Do you know how much money we lose as a conference if you guys win this football game? This is one of those situations, Trav, where the conspiracy theorists, every whistle against Duke.
Oh, they want him to lose. And deep down, you're right. Deep down, nobody in the ACC except Duke itself wants to win the game. In Miami, because Miami's going, we're on the 12 line. There's no guarantee we're going to get in. Notre Dame's sweating bullets right now at the 10 line because they're like, God, if we move up or down, what's going to happen there? Chaos.
Root for the chaos. You'll always find yourself happy.
Because do you think chaos drives change? Do you think?
Why do I root for the chaos, Travis?
It does. It can drive change. As you think about it, hear me out.
Okay.
Change, chaos can be good and it can be bad. We were just talking about the Missouri Valley Conference. The year that the Valley got 4 teams in, that was chaotic. People were like, what do you mean a mid-major? And what happens is the big boys go, this ain't gonna happen anymore.
We need to fix something here.
We need to fix this.
We need 9 teams in instead of 7.
Yeah,
and it's crap that these mid majors nobody even knows where Northern Iowa is. So
change happens faster when it happens directly to the big boys because they're like, this isn't going to happen. Now, this is big boy stuff happening to big boy stuff. And, the SEC and the Big Ten would go, that's just the way it is, boys.
Yeah.
You don't get a team in, we get one more in. That's what's going to happen.
It's wild to me. It's such a weird system.
Yeah, and if BYU beats Texas Tech, Notre Dame is sweating bullets.
Because Tech's not getting pushed all the way out.
No,
they would be they'd be an 11-2 team. They won't get pushed from the top 4 or 5 all the way out of the playoff.
No,
BYU would earn themselves a spot in the playoff.
Yep.
They've redeemed because their one loss was to Tech.
Yep.
So they've redeemed that loss.
I know it is. It is
Who's
so
the
much
other
fun.
Who's the other 2-loss team that's on the verge of getting bumped out? Do you know?
Alabama, right?
Alabama. So it's Alabama and Notre Dame that we're talking about. Would the committee slide a 1-loss BYU up ahead of a Notre Dame or an Alabama?
I think it would be Notre Dame.
They should, by the way. The answer to that should be yes. Bring on the chaos. Bring it on. I love it.
And it's easier to bring on the chaos when you don't have any emotional tie to it. Like if I was sitting on that line, I'd be freaking
we'd
the
be
hell
having
out
a whole
right
different
now.
conversation,
Same with Iowa
dude.
State. If Iowa State or I were on that line,
We'd be breaking down resumes and what 2 losses meant. Who has the best 1 loss, the worst 1 loss. It's the chaos. And by the way, the BYU thing, I know this is something that you wanted to talk about.
We'll do that in the next hour. But
talk about the chaos.
Yeah.
And how much this world is changing and how quickly this. I love the NIL thing. Maybe the chaos is a part of the reason why I was such an advocate for the NIL. And I love it. I really do. I constantly hear people talk about, it's the death of college sports and we're watching the end of it. I don't think so. I think what we're seeing is how important college sports is to a lot of people.
And I watched a congressman yesterday. I forget what his name was, but he was like, we don't have college sports anymore. What we have is minor league sports that are using the brands of major universities. He's not wrong there. But it's always been that way. This is always college football and college sports has always been a minor league to most, with the exception of baseball, right? With the exception of baseball, but your major college football, college basketball has always been the minor league of the National Football League, and they've been using the brands as those. And I think what he was trying to get at is, if you're going to pay all these players, you're doing it and he actually probably falls more in line with you, Ross, where he goes, it's happening off the back of fans who are getting fleeced for money all the time.
Absolutely. The whole system is built by the fans.
But it doesn't mean it's the end of college sports.
No.
It's like you want your cake and eat it too. You want to pay players. You don't want fans to get fleeced. But you don't want the transfer portal, and you don't want this.
It is that old line: ignorance is bliss. What fans that want to go back to the old days? They want to go back to being ignorant. They want to go back to the idea of I just want to pretend that this is all amateurism. I just want to pretend that these guys are all doing it for the love of the game. I just want to believe my coaches when they say things like, we're here for the name on the front, not the name on the back. Until another name on the back or another name on the front gives me a better job, and then I go run to that one. They want to believe these lies that they were told for decades. For decades, you were told it matters more at the college level. Why? Because they're not getting paid.
Because they're getting an education.
Yep. Because the education is their payment. The window dressing is the payment for these kids.
And two things can be true at the same time. You can say fans are getting fleeced. The game has changed. The game hasn't changed fundamentally. You're still getting 100,000 people at the Big House to watch Ohio State, Michigan. You're still getting 70-some thousand at Kinnick Stadium.
Yeah.
The game hasn't changed.
These are my favorite comments, okay? Because this exemplifies exactly what I'm talking about. Humphrey writes in, I'm afraid of NIL. I'm afraid it's going to be the death of college sports because now we've added more greed to it. I don't like it because it puts so much more of what is not supposed to be about into the game. That's a bunch of cliches. And I'm not, Humphrey, you've been told those things and you're repeating them. Step back. What I would challenge you on about every aspect of that. What do you mean it puts so much more of what it's not supposed to be about? It's not supposed to be about money. This is exactly the conversation I'm trying to have with everybody. Youth sports is
all
about money. Youth sports is about money. When you go to sign your 9-year-old up for travel baseball or a wrestling tournament, it ain't about the kid. It ain't about the kid. It's about the money.
Because they're going to sell you opportunity, but you have to buy opportunity.
Youth sports is about that. But somehow we're convinced that once you get to the college level and you send your kid off to a university, somehow some magical thing washes over it. And now all of a sudden it's not about money anymore because for decades that's what we were told by the NCAA. This isn't about money. This is about fostering the future of our nation. This is about turning young men into great men. This is about, no. It was always about the money. Always. The best players were always getting paid. It was just under the table, and they were able to lie to you and tell you, hey, this is all about the education. He chose our university because of our fine university. No, he didn't. No, he chose your university because you gave his mom a Trans Am.
Now, I will say in certain sports that it is about the education. And again, two things can be true. But what we're talking about here is really college football, college basketball, the money makers that exist, and the best player. Even on the football team, there are people there for the education. I'm not denying that. But you can't deny that money has always been a part of it. And I would say the days, and it probably happened in the mid-'90s, the days of playing for the school colors are over. It's a people business. People go for a coach. They go for relationships. They go for what that is, you know. Tom Izzo talked about it, and Tom Izzo was on Peacock last night before the game. He's got a big fan. He goes, I'm not opposed to guys getting paid. He goes, I think most people would like some regulations or transparency on how that takes place. But he goes, I'm still a relational program. I'm not a transactional program. And it can work. I mean, he's winning. I mean, but don't kid yourself. Tom Izzo's playing players. If you don't think those players are getting paid and getting paid quite handsomely, you're crazy. Right? I mean, you don't have the depth he does and the players he does and keep them around without paying them.
And this, Travis, this is another one about the greed. Because people are saying now, well,
I'm greedy.
It's always, guys, it's always been greed. When you say, well, the players shouldn't get paid, you're repeating the greedy lines of the athletic directors, of the coaches. They've had all the money. The money's coming into the game. The money is coming into the game. You're going to have fans that are buying season tickets, that are paying for their Hulu package, that are filling their closets with the logoed gear. The money's coming in. The conversation for the last decade has been, what happens with that giant piece of pie? What happens with this giant ever-growing pie? The real greed has been the people that are in charge and have been in charge for the last 50 years saying, we can't change it. We need it. It's ours. And when you say things like, well, the players are being greedy, you're repeating the greedy talking points of the system that's already in place. That's all you're doing. We're not talking about, the players aren't being greedy. We're trying to figure out whose greed gets gratified. Whose greed gets gratified?
Everyone around.
Everybody's greedy. Everybody's greedy. Every business wants to make more money next year than they did this year. I just had my year-end meeting at the real estate office. Guess what everybody in that office wants next year, Travis?
More money.
More. If we could all just grow 10%. That's what I hope. My hope is I had one of my slowest years in real estate, and I look back on it and I go, okay, next year, what do I want? I want more. Do I have enough? Yeah. What do I want? I want more.
This
What
show,
did Lane-
we want
what
more
did Lane-
advertisers.
what did
We
Lane
want
Kiffin
more people
want?
to go.
We want more people to listen every day.
Yes.
Yeah. What did Lane Kiffin want?
More.
Wanted
he
more
wanted
money
more
for his players. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
right. More
He doesn't
money
even
for
know
his
what he doesn't even know his own salary. He doesn't even know his own salary, Travis. Is he getting paid? You guys
I
have
think
some
he
money
is.
around? You guys
I
have
think
some
he
money
is.
around for me at the end of this thing?
Hey, everybody say no, no, no to basic gift giving this year and get the gift that keeps on winning. Holiday Scratch and Instaplay tickets from the Iowa Lottery. New Holiday Scratch tickets this season are Holiday Gold, Holiday Bright, Merry and Bright, Holiday 10 Times, Merry Money, Peppermint Crossword, and Chillin' with the Nomies. And don't forget those Instaplay tickets, Elf and Reindeer Riches. These holiday tickets make great stocking stuffers, and you can win instant prizes ranging from $500 to $250,000. Pick up your holiday scratch tickets and Instaplay tickets at an Iowa Lottery retailer today and start stuffing those stockings. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and this November, we're starting early. We are starting our December to Remember sales event today. First off, I want to highlight a special lease on 2026 Annex Gas. It's $409 per month with $49.99 due at signing. Or you can take advantage of rates as low as 2.49 for 48 months or 3.49 for 60 months on IS model, all ES models, NX Gas, RX Gas, and TX Gas, and as an added bonus on 2026 RX Gas, NX, and TX Gas models. I invite you to stop in and take the new Lexus for a test drive, or visit us online at willislexus.com where you'll find some special offers.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
You know, on The Rush, we talk winning, and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride that fits your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. If you're watching on YouTube this morning, go and hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you, and that means give us a call at 515-517-2303. And if you're out and about in your car, you can always listen on therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app. You know, Ross, yesterday we had a nice conversation about Penn State and did they shit the bed, right? Did they shit the bed
in their coaching search? In the
coaching search. And it was coming out yesterday that Kalani Sitake from BYU was in conversations, and then the CEO from Crumble Cookie got on X and said, "Yeah, he's not replaceable. And it's time to sell more cookies." Okay,
he said say that. He basically said it's time for me to step up my game. Time for me to come off the sideline and get involved.
Yep. And
meaning I'm going to start throwing some money at the NIL to keep our dude.
And so yesterday in the evening, BYU announced an extension, and Kalani's not going anywhere. And Penn State, according to the reports, tried like hell to keep this quiet. Right. Tried like hell because they didn't want this to happen. They knew BYU had money. I said this yesterday. I said, If you don't think BYU's got money, you're crazy. And they're going to find the money. And it didn't take very long to make sure that he's sticking around in Provo, Utah. And now Penn State is sitting there going, well, we thought we had a guy, and now we don't have a guy. A lot of people are saying, well, hold on. After the ACC title game, Manny Diaz is going to be the next head coach at Penn State. Okay, maybe so. But it's really starting to look like Penn State is down to plan C, D, or E. I don't know which plan it is. Signing day is today. What a mess.
The transfer portal doesn't open until January.
Yeah. So you can sign guys today. Then you got a transfer portal. And this reminds me so much of when Frank Solich got fired at Nebraska, and Steve Peterson, who's one of the worst human beings on the face of the earth. He was the former.
Tell us how you really feel.
Oh, dude, he's a bad person, and he messed up the entire search to the point where you had guys. Dave Wannstedt was rumored to have the job. I think Gunther Cunningham might have been on that, or somebody else who was the offensive coordinator. Gunther was the defensive coordinator with the Chief, but there was an offensive coordinator that was rumored for it. You had all these stuff. Then it got to the point, Ross, where Nebraska literally flew a jet to Fayetteville, Arkansas to pick up Houston Nutt. And I was in TV at the time. We literally went live and showed a jet on the tarmac for like 3 hours, just waiting there to pick up Houston Nutt. He never got on the plane. They were going to make him at the time the highest paid football coach in college football at $2.4 million.
Highest paid at the time.
$2.4 million.
What year was this?
God, that would have been like 2004.
So let's just think about that bubble for a minute. All right. Because what's Matt Rule making now?
Right around 7 or 8,
north
maybe,
of 7.
right?
Yeah. So let's just say that job in 20 years has gone up threefold. Went from $2.5 million to be the highest paid in the country, by the way. If you want to be the highest paid football coach in the country right now, I think you got to make about $14 million a year, because I think Kirby Smart's at 13. So let's say it's gone up 6 times. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, 5 times the amount of salary. Think of your job. Think of your career right now. The job that you have right now. 20 years ago, did that person make 1/5 of what you make? Or do you right now, in that same job, make 5 times the amount of money that you made 20 years ago? Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no is the answer to that question. You don't make 2 times. That job, you might have changed jobs and you might make 5 times the amount of money you did 20 years ago. But the job that you had 20 years ago does not pay now 6 times, 5 times what it used to. Why does a college football coach fit into that?
Because
I thought that the greed was all on the player's side. I thought that this NIL thing was supposed to shift the money, so that because the pie's got to be divided up somehow, right? Somebody explain it to me. Somebody explain it to me why a football coach is worth $13 million a year. Somebody explain it to me how that job went from being a $2 million a year job to being a $13 million a year job in 20 years. How did that happen? What happened to the industry?
TV contracts, money started flowing, and it just continues to be a ballooning business. And that's why, it really started in the mid-90s. And that's, if you go back to, the 80s, the money wasn't flowing like it is today. TV contracts, everything has changed the whole game, and they figured this out, and they made a lot of money quickly. And, remember one time when Kirk Ferentz was like the highest-paid coach in college football? He kept, might go to the NFL, might go to the NFL. Well, give him more money. And now he's, middle of the pack when it comes to getting paid. But I just look at Penn State and going, this is eerily reminding me of the Nebraska situation where you had names thrown out, you make a pitch, then you have a cookie guy, a guy who owns Crumble Cookie. Good cookies, not healthy, I'll tell you that. Just read the label on them. But they taste so good.
No, they don't.
Well, taste is individual. So
I'm sorry, I'm gonna piss off a lot of people here, and I hope I don't piss off any sponsors. Krispy Kreme donuts suck too. They're not good donuts. Crumble cookies are not good cookies. They're packed with crap.
They are packed with crap. I have a sweet tooth, so I happen to like them.
Hope we don't get sued by Crumble cookies. Timmy T-Box says he's never heard of these cookies. Timmy T-Box, are you divorced? Because I feel like if you've got a lady in the house, you know about Crumble cookies.
Or kids. Honest to God, I had somebody from Italy.
The women, I'm telling you.
Are you ready for this? So I had somebody, we had a wine tasting a couple weeks ago. We had a person from Tuscany here who did the wine tastings. She has 2 kids. She asked Angela, she goes, can you take me to Crumble Cookie? Because that's all my girls are asking for. Because they don't have them in Italy. And Angela's like, your baked goods are so much healthier and better.
So what? So then let's play this out. Why would 2 girls in Italy know about Crumble Cookies and
TikTok?
TikTok. David writes in, thank you, David. Crumble Cookies are overrated, same as Krispy Kreme. David, man of after my own heart there.
You put sugar in front of me, I'm going to eat it regardless. So it's going to happen. But, if you're Penn State right now, are you going, we just lost out to BYU?
Yeah.
And this goes to show you, NIL and all this is showing you who really has money. And part of the chaos is that really, Vanderbilt was able to save and re-sign its coach. It used to be if you wanted Vanderbilt, you were the hottest thing on the planet. You were going to get the hell out of Nashville because there's no way you're going to win at friggin' Vanderbilt on a consistent basis. Now you go, I can win here. They're going to give me what I want. I'm going to stay. Penn State can't even get a guy from BYU to go coach its program.
But listen, again, we're kind of stuck in some old language here, because even when you say BYU there, when they can't even get a guy from BYU.
You're right. It is the old language, meaning that in the old days, that
would have been a mockery.
Yes.
Like Penn State can't get a guy from BYU, and you'd say it with that sort of accent. Now you got to look at it and say, oh yeah, Penn State can't get the guy from BYU. BYU's got way more resources.
Texas Tech. Oh, they have a lot of oil money. The money's flowing. It used to be that was a stepping stone job. Yeah. And I was talking to somebody.
The oil money thing. Then you go to LSU. You go, well, LSU's got way more than Ole Miss. I mean, mountains of more money than Ole Miss. Why?
Probably more people. I mean, a bigger fan base, so you're able to get more money that way. But they matched Lane Kiffin's salary. They couldn't.
I get, Travis. I get all that. I really have some questions about how, where, and why. I really do, because I mean, as you look around this college football landscape system, it just doesn't make any sense. So LSU has all the money in the world, but Penn State has none? And BYU is somewhere in the middle of that range, or BYU is probably closer to the LSU part of the category.
Let me try to explain it, and I'm not saying I know, but let me.
And I don't know either. I genuinely am.
Let's look at Iowa and Iowa State, and you can almost put anybody in this. It's probably, Ross, who's more organized and has a better structure on what to do with said money.
That's a good point.
Right? And that is...
And priorities.
Yes. So LSU has said, okay, we're going to think this thing out. Here's the structure. Here's how we're going to do it. You have... And we heard, even when these collectives were coming on board, that teams like Penn State were behind, Michigan was behind, and how they structure it and how you attack it. And so that's where leadership comes in. You got to figure out the sweet spot. Some people have figured out, oh, how do we do this? You know, Beth Getz sent out a letter yesterday on HawkeyeSports.com asking for money. But yet you have Brad Heinrichs still asking for money. Where is the connect between both of those, right? Iowa State, the We Will Collective, I believe, is going to dissolve, go all in-house. So how you structure that. Let's call it what it is. It is a business unit, right? It is a business unit within your athletic department. How are you going to structure that? How are you going to get outside that salary cap and the revenue share? You got $20.5 million to work for. You're going to need another $20 million on the side if you really want to make this thing work. How do you make that work? There are some people who say, well, we just want to work within the parameters of the salary cap. Yeah, if you do that, you're going to get beat. You're going to get beat handily. There's going to be people who've been in the rules. You got to have a structure in place. And unfortunately,
the winner is the person that can work outside of the rules.
Yes. And right now, it is so new to people, even though it's been around for a couple of years. It's changed so much. Like, what's your infrastructure?
They don't
what is
know
your
the best way
unit?
to cheat the system yet.
Yes.
You're right.
100%.
You're right.
And so you have to figure that part of it out. And some schools have done it. Some schools have not. And then you're going to start getting mixed messages. Brad Heinrich's going to continue to ask money for the football program, probably even the basketball program. Beth Getz is asking for money. Well, who am I giving to? Does it all go in one pot? How's the kitty getting used? Crazy stuff. So I hope that answers it a little bit. You're like, how does LSU have more than? To me, it's probably just
accounting,
the accounting, and how they've figured out how they're going to do it. The only way I can come to a conclusion.
Trav, does this bubble burst?
Sooner or later, it's going to have every bubble burst. The stock market burst at some point. Corporations,
housing market
burst. Everything burst at some time.
I just don't. This college football bubble. What a shocking thing for you to have brought to the table here. that in just 20 years ago, it was huge news that Houston Nutt was going to make $2.5 million to coach a football team.
Highest
Travis,
paid coach in college football.
Going back to that conversation about your time at Nebraska during that, and then the way that was handled, because I am curious, what happens with Penn State here when they finally do land a coach and they have to then play this game of like, oh no, it was always going to be Matt Campbell was our first choice. The Matt Rule thing, the BYU thing,
That's
how do they
exactly,
handle that?
You spin, you wag the dog. Steve Peterson was like, we never offered a job to anybody. That jet was just there so he could see the campus. You don't fly a freaking jet down to pick a guy up. You know, we got our guy because they hired Bill Callahan, who was at the Raiders, got fired, had taken the Raiders to the Super Bowl. He was always our guy. We got a Super Bowl coach.
Yep.
You spin it, you wag the dog. Don't look over here. Forget the jet was ever on the tarmac.
Yeah.
You can spin it all you want. Penn State's going to be able to spin this all they want. Doesn't matter. You have shit the bed when it comes to this. You have lost it all. 515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones. That's where Nick is. Nick, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, Nick?
So you're telling me the school that had the whole Sandusky thing shit the bed?
I am.
What a surprise.
Great point. You're telling me a school that couldn't figure out how to protect children from a child predator can't get their poop in a group to figure out how to compete with schools like BYU? Shocker. Great point, Nick. Good perspective on this.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Nick. That's fair. I saw on one of those websites I follow, fark.com. It always takes, it's an aggregator. It takes articles and kind of puts their own headline on them, and then you can find it. And one of them was like, Penn State's looking for their next coach. One prerequisite should be one that's not going to hurt kids. It's kind of like the SMU football situation. What do you expect from your recruits? Well, I expect them not to kill their teammates. And we're going to start with that.
That's Baylor, right?
Or yeah, Baylor basketball. Wasn't it the SMU football team that just went through that?
No, SMU was the team that got put on the death penalty.
No, dude. I'm just talking about like in the last couple of weeks. Remember last weekend there was a situation.
Was it SMU?
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I probably shouldn't have said it without knowing.
What it's going to take from leadership is that you need people who think outside the box and have a brilliant business brain. Athletic directors now are not the athletic directors of 20 years ago. You need a commissioner like Brett Yormark from the Big 12 who comes in and goes, "Hey, we'll bring in Venmo. We'll try all this different stuff because we've got to compete. And if you don't think differently, you're not going to be able to compete."
I screwed up and said SMU, and several folks have corrected me. Thank you. It was UAB. I'm sorry. Yeah, got to recruit players and say, "Hey, coach, what do you expect our GPA to be at the end of the year?" Oh, that's like third on the list. Number one is please don't stab teammates.
Number two is win football games.
Win football games so we can make more money.
Don't kill your don't.
But
kill
first,
your
don't kill the teammates because we need them to win the football games. So it's a complicated system we keep here at UAB.
But you ask what's going to happen. It's going to be a spin job. They're going to tell you that we got our guy.
This is it. We waited this time. We had to wait for him to be done coaching the Calgary Alouettes.
Yeah. Let's say it's Manny Diaz.
Wait for
the guy lost 5 games at Duke, but he got fired at Miami. But we knew he was the right guy.
Yeah.
We knew he was it. It's shocking that I actually, even though these guys are making more money and they're getting paid a lot of money, it is kind of nice to see guys like the guy at Vanderbilt, BYU, other universities go, I'm pretty happy here. You're going to pay me? I don't need to go to the brand anymore. I've got the schools. I've got the tools to win here. No need to leave. And this is where you're going to see, I do believe this will happen eventually. the Ohio States, the Michigans, the Bamas of the world, you're going to see a number of teams that can win a national title based on what's happening. This is what I like about NIL. This is what I like about the money flowing. It's going to create more parity within the college football game.
But
I think
Travis,
we're already seeing it.
this is why we love the chaos, because at the same time that I think you're right, where you're going to have more teams that are going to have a chance to win this. This is why the chaos is so great. Because I think you're right. That there will be more teams. But at this, dude, we just had a conversation about how an ACC team might not even get in the playoffs. The SEC and the Big Ten are putting such a stranglehold on this thing that if you really want to have a chance, you're going to have to be in one of those two conferences. I mean, if you want to be a perennial, you're going to have to be in one of those two conferences. It's wild.
People think I'm crazy for wanting a 24-team play. I watch ESPN. I watch it. 24 teams is ridiculous. The pretty people, I'm like, why is it ridiculous? FCS does it.
Exactly
Those
right.
teams don't have a shot. Why don't they have a shot? Tell me
This
why
is
they
what
don't have a
Coach
shot.
Farley told us years ago. Coach Farley was like, this is an easy fix. We do it.
Not that hard.
And again, we've been fed a bunch of stuff that a bunch of us repeat. You can't let them play that many games. They do it at the D2 level, at the FCS level. Well, you can't have them playing they do it at the FCS level. Well, at some point, we got to think about academics. Nope, that's a lie.
What about the bowl games? Don't need them.
Don't need them. Don't need them. In fact, you could incorporate it into the other stuff. It's a lie. Why do we need the bowl systems? Why do we need 48 bowl games? So that way 96 teams can get a check.
It's about the opportunity for the kids. Don't you know that? Opportunity.
Yeah.
515-517-2303. Happy Wednesday, everybody. This has been a fun show. It's going to get a lot more fun when we come back. It's Chris Conley from the Casey Center.
Love me
The
some
Iowa
Chris.
Vet
I was
Center
thinking about
joins us.
Conley this morning.
I always think about Chris Conley. I just text him randomly. Hey, what up, dude?
Probably a good idea every now and again.
It
That's
is
what
the Rush
friends do.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
November's here, and that means Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And here at Willis, we're thankful for you, our guests, for entrusting us with your vehicle and service needs. With holiday season comes travel, and all those extra miles can cause wear and tear on your car. Save that for your pants after all that turkey. While we can't fix your slacks, we sure can make sure your car's in tip-top shape. So come on down to Willis for 10% off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade-up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbox to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
It's November and I know what I'm thankful for. A running car for all my travel ahead. To keep your car on the road, bring it in the Willis Nissan for brakes, tires, oil changes, the main courses, and the sides. Schedule your appointment online today at willisnissan.com and we'll see you on the service drive.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Coming up December 20th at the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines, it's the Iowa men's basketball team taking on the Bucknell Bison. It's a 5 o'clock game on a Saturday. Tickets available at HiVTix.com. We have free tickets for you if you go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and you can fill out that registration slip, and you could win tickets to see the Hawks take on Bucknell. Of course, Iowa has played at Casey Center a lot. You go back to 2023. It was a women's doubleheader that they had. They played the Big Four Classic there from 2012 2018. The first time I watched Iowa at the Casey Center was with Ross in 2011 when they played Creighton.
Wow.
First time
2011?
I met you. 2011.
That's
Crazy
wild.
thing. That's the first time you're like, hey, I got to go. My
I
world's
remember
blowing
what
up.
happened that night.
Yeah.
I remember what happened that day.
And you didn't know me well enough to tell me what was going on. You're just like, I gotta go. go. And now I can just figure it out. But one guy who's been constant through that whole thing, our buddy,
Guy that's seen
Chris
it all
Conley.
too, man. A guy that's been my friend for a long time and always been there. When you have bad days, it's always guys like Chris that reach out and see how you're doing. I had a wonderful conversation the other day, Chris. Had a listener that reached out. He wanted to get together and kind of talk politics and some school stuff. And met with a gentleman by the name of Elliot Fry, and it was he told me he met you. You were one of the first people he met. Luckily for him, when he came to Des Moines and just raved about you and the passion that you have for what you do, and it was really cool. I always love hearing other people talk about my friends that way. It's neat. So keep up the good work, brother. We're glad to have you.
Appreciate that. Elliot's a good kid. One of the other first people he met was Greg Edwards, so not a bad.
Holy cow! He
Yep.
swung for the fences there. Wow,
He did. He did
well.
How are ticket sales going for the Iowa Bucknell game?
Trav, they picked up a lot. I mean, obviously with Iowa playing well early in the season, I know we're coming off last night's game, but I think that's a different story. No, they've really picked up, and appreciate you guys supporting the game. Like, look, you guys remember with the Hy-Vee Classic, we had 7 years in a row, and it was almost always that Saturday, like right before Christmas. It's a great date. Bucknell might not be the best opponent. We've talked about this. You guys have had Mari on, but I'll tell you what, for all those Hawks fans, you know it's going to be a different season. You guys have talked about it. They got a chance to make the tournament. To be able to come the Saturday before Christmas, see Iowa play downtown Des Moines. A lot of people haven't been to the new Casey Center yet. There's been a lot of changes. I think it's a great date. It's a good opportunity. And the one thing I would say to you guys, a lot of people just assume, like, this is a neutral site game. It takes a lot to put these games on. It takes two teams to want to do it. It's got to make sense. You guys have had Mari Hanks on. Mari's great. You talk about Iowa Creighton years ago. That was Mari. Mari put on the Iowa Hawkeye doubleheader. And the one thing that you guys have mentioned, too, pushing this game, which is very, very important for this game to happen, Casey's. Casey's is the presenting sponsor of this game. So there's a lot of things that need to come together. And in my mind, Casey's just became our naming rights partner, right? They didn't have to do this. They saw an opportunity to support this type of an event. And what I would tell you guys is this is like a lead up. We host March Madness here, first and second round in March of 28, right? So we got a game this year. There's going to be teams that want to play in Casey Center that have a chance to play here in March Madness. Mari's a smart man. You've talked to him. He's well connected. We're going to have more opportunities. So if people are listening, support this game. It's not the best opponent. You can get a $20 ticket Saturday before Christmas. Come see the Hawks play. Last night wasn't the best, but I think they're going to get adjusted to Big Ten basketball, and I think they're going to be a good team. So I think it's a really good date. I really do.
This tone reminds me, Chris, and you're going to have to give me the specifics on it, but I remember one of the very first NCAA events that you were able to host at the arena. And I feel like it was a women's basketball NCAA regional, something like that. And I remember you saying at the time, and you maybe it was off the record, you basically said, hey, this is a trial run for us. If we can show up, if we can get people to show up at this event, we're going to have our name in the ring for a lot of bigger events. And then, of course, we got NCAA men's tournament. We got the NCAA wrestling final championships. Like, the NCAA did see that event and go, whoa, Des Moines can show up and do this. With Maury, we've already shown that we can do this. It's just showing these other schools and these other teams that this is a place to come play because you might be here in 28 playing
No
the
doubt.
big boys.
Okay. You know, no doubt, Ross. And I think with the NCAA, it's like this goes back to Greg Edwards and his days. Like, we put so many different bids in to try and get the men's basketball tournament. Like, even in my time, we failed at least 3 times in a row. And Greg stayed persistent, and we met with the NCAA. And look how many championships we've hosted here in Des Moines. And I'm not even just talking at the Casey Center. Like, you're talking, you know, Drake Stadium and just on and on and on, golf, cross country, all of it. And the NCAA is like, hey, stick at it, okay? Go for these other sports. And you're right, the women's regionals was one of them. Now, again, we got really lucky on the draw, getting Baylor and Tennessee and the rest of it, but we were close to sold out on that regional final. And the NCAA, as we continued going down the process, volleyball was part of it too. We kept selling tickets. Des Moines embraced these events. All of the stuff that Catch Des Moines does, I mean, truly, it's rolling out the red carpet. Go to some of these other bigger cities. It's just not that big of a deal. Even in Omaha, Trav, same thing. It's like they show up to these games. When we have NCAA men's basketball, if they let us, we could sell out as part of the presale. And the NCAA loves that. We don't spend 1 penny advertising that event for ticket sales.
Wow.
We do it for promotion and fan fest and the rest of it. Look, the NCAA loves that. And I think that's why we're always in the running to get one. And it's competitive right now. It really is.
Did you ever have a moment, Chris? I'm sorry, Travis. In those 3 denials, Chris, did you ever have a moment? Because I'm a guy that hates rejection.
Yep.
Did you ever have a moment you're like, we're not going to do this?
I think, I'll be honest. I did. I personally did. Where things were different is Greg Edwards did not.
Yeah.
And that's where Greg wouldn't stop. I mean, like the time before we got it, we actually made a visit to Indianapolis. And I'll never forget this. It was like a 3-day notice. And Greg calls me and he's like, hey, we're going to Indy. We have an important meeting. We need to get ready. And I'm like, this week? And he's like, yeah, in 3 days. So we get there. And the first lunch that we have with that whole crew, somebody from the NCAA made a joke saying, hey, Greg, this shows how much we like you because most cities don't get to make house calls to Indy. Really. And Greg would not stop. So on my end, like, did I think it was over? No, but I was dejected. And I'm like, well, we get there. Now, Catch Des Moines, that's a big part of it. But I would get the other piece of the credit that I would give to is Polk County, because Polk County got it. Like, Ross, you remember, Trav, you do too. Remember the old scoreboard we had? We had things in our building that were not going to get us to that level. So we had to sit in front of the Polk County Board of Supervisors and say, hey, look, we got to make some investments here. You got to sell tickets, but it's got to be good for TV and good for fan experience. Polk County invested in all of that. Greg wouldn't stop. We finally broke through. And honestly, I'll tell you guys, and I think we talked about this in the past, we basically had to give the NCAA the building rent-free. We gave them everything financially just to get here. And we got creative in how to make the financials work. We've proven ourselves, and we don't have to do that anymore. But we were right on a cliff of not being able to ever get it. We finally got it, and we proved it, and it put us in a good spot.
You know, when it comes to these neutral site games, you know, you got the Players Era tournament that is an NIL tournament. Do you ever see maybe something creative around Thanksgiving time to where if I were Iowa State were to participate it and you put an NIL type thing together where you could bring a 4, 6, 8 team weekend type thing to the Casey Center?
I do, Trav. And I like, there's a lot of balls up in the air on this, but we're looking at several opportunities with some big time matchups next year in the month of November. Like, you guys have seen, that first day of the NCAA college basketball season is a massive day, right?
You've piqued my interest here.
Yes.
Chris.
I'd love to give you more, but you asked the question. The answer is yes. We have several opportunities, and that goes for men's and women's. Like, don't forget women's. Like, that would be big too in Iowa State coming to Casey Center. So the answer is yes. I think we have some opportunities, and that's why I'm telling you guys, it's not all Mari. There's others that have called us, but Mari is very well connected, and he just keeps laying the groundwork. Like, I think there's some things where you could potentially see like a main event with maybe someday Drake on that undercard. And we've talked to Brian Harden. Brian's totally interested in that. You guys know Drake's dangerous. Nobody wants to play him.
That's right.
But if you put together an NIL type of thing where some of these schools get paid and they can make some money, then maybe Drake fits into that. And I'd love to see it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because you can't do these tournaments without paying the players, right? I mean, the players era has set the standard. So if you're going to do this, you're going to have to find a way to pay them. But, somebody said on the chat, they go, now, this is big news. I think it's big news, too. I know you're not telling us who the teams are.
Yep.
But if you were to bring some marquee matchups, people go, oh, I'm going to stand up and listen.
No doubt about it. And guys, I'm telling you, I think the hook out there is that we're hosting this tournament in 28. And everybody's like, well, that's far away. Well, it's not. The tournament this year is 26, right?
Yeah.
So we're really not that far away. And you guys know the programs in the Midwest that have an opportunity. They're smart about it. Like, look, we've talked about this a long time ago. When we first got the tournament here, the men's tournament, Iowa State was big. They were our first partner. It was a big deal. They had to take a leap of faith because, guys, they could have played here, right? So they had to give that up for the greater good. That was Pollard at the time. That was Hoiberg. We needed that. After they got us over the hump, they bowed out. Smart, right? Because why would you want to give that opportunity up to play at home?
And especially when you've got Drake there to be able to kind of pick that ball up and go with it.
I mean, here's where even if you want regional, right? I'm like, okay, Nico Medved's at Minnesota now. There's Minnesota could play at you got Greg McDermott at Creighton. Those fans. I mean, you also look at what fans would travel and where you'd sell tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, they're Missouri. I mean, you could say, you mentioned the undercard, Drake, St. Louis. You want to help promote
Look
it?
at
We'll
Travis's
promote this
brain.
damn thing for you. Here we go. Here we go.
Travis has ideas.
Trav, I'm with you. And like that's why I talk about it. And I know this is on a smaller scale, right? It's Iowa Bucknell, but it's not. Like, it's Russ, you brought it up. It's another one where it's like, damn, Bucknell is not the best competition, but in Casey Center, they got 10 or 11,000 in on a Saturday before Christmas to see that game. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if we'll get 10 or 11. I'm pretty confident that we'll have 8, maybe 9. That's still not bad, but I still think there's some upside here, especially with a cheaper ticket. You're looking for something to do. God knows it's freaking cold out. You want to be inside, Yeah. So I think we got an opportunity here, but I'm just saying it's important. Somebody like Casey saw that this was important. Again, they didn't have to do this. They're the presenting sponsor of this game because they saw an opportunity. They know what it means to us, and they're thinking long-term, right? Everything we just talked about.
Chris, what are some of the other advantages? And maybe you can just give us an insight into how this sales pitch goes when you're talking to a Beth Getz or you're talking to a Jamie Pollard. Are you convincing Iowa to give up a home game, and what does that look like financially? What are their expectations?
Ross, I'll tell you, I'll be completely transparent. Although we play a role, I don't get involved in those conversations.
Okay.
That's a Mari Hanks that has these connections. Mari's talked to you guys. Like, dude, he's been around college basketball forever. He just hosted the tournament that Drake was at. He knows just about everybody. We're getting on a call with him later this week. Like, he's so well respected. He's involved in just about everything that's going on with this game, right? And that's why when he makes a phone call to an Iowa, a Creighton, an Iowa State, whoever, they trust him. And then we just help support that. So I'm not on the front line with that one, but that's why I'm pushing this. That's why we have you guys help and promote it, because I think it's a big deal and it's important. And not only that, I think it's a cool event. Like, guys, remember that 7 years in a row we had that Hy-Vee Classic with all 4 of the in-state schools.
Yep.
That was special and it was different, but it was the date too. It was something to do. Everybody circled it on their calendar. Downtown was full. The economic impact was big. I think we can turn something like this into being an annual type thing, and it'd be awesome.
You got me convinced. Hell, you could do it with hockey. You could do it with women's basketball. You could do a lot of things.
Don't bring up hockey. Ray Q is going to want to know about Frozen 4.
He's not going to get the Frozen 4. That's not going to happen. But you could do hockey. I don't know if college hockey would sell in Des Moines or not. That'd be an interesting one. But, man. Hey, you kept something from me. I was a little disappointed in you yesterday. I turn on the socials and boom, Tyler Childers coming to Casey Center. That's a big get. That's a big get.
That's a huge get for us, Trav. And sorry about that. That was a national announce, so I couldn't get it to you guys early. I'd get in trouble. I've gotten in trouble before, so I had to keep that. Tyler Childers coming July 15th. We just announced it yesterday. Massive artist. You saw him in Omaha over the summertime. Puts on a great show. The cool thing about this is, and like, guys, we've had a good run of shows like Jason Aldean, Eric Church, even McCartney, and some others here recently. Awesome. Like, good run. But this is big because he's never been to the Casey Center. New artist, up-and-coming artist. This is another one where it's like, man, it's nice to see him land on our radar in Des Moines. July 15th, in the month of July, where we're usually quiet. But a big deal. I think it's going to be a tough ticket to get. We announced it yesterday, but tickets don't go on sale until next Friday, December 12th. And the other thing that I would point out is, you guys know most public on sales start at 10 a.m. This starts at 11 a.m. I don't know why, but it does. But Trav, you're right. It's a big get for us. He'll put on a great show. And again, usually in the month of July, we're not doing that much because most of these artists are outside. So that's a big one for us.
That'll sell out. I wouldn't be surprised you sell out right away.
I can't imagine it. I mean, after we announced yesterday, the amount of requests and all this stuff that's going on, it's like, I'm not even answering anybody until Friday, maybe. So we'll see.
Come on, dude. Answer me. No, I'm just kidding you.
We always answer you guys. We're good.
This is one, Chris. You won't have to worry about me reaching out to you because I'm not. Is he a country music guy? Is he Americana?
Americana.
Okay. All right. Listen, I know the name, and if I don't know your music and I know your name, that means you're a pretty big artist.
Yeah, take a listen.
Because I don't know music at all anymore.
That's a big get.
He was at Hinterland. He was at Hinterland a couple years ago.
Dude, Sam kills it. Eli was talking about the Hinterland thing the other day, and he's like, Dad, you see the lineup came out for Hinterland? And I said, no. And he's like, you want me to read off the artists? I said, no, but here's the deal. Here's what I can tell you. I won't know any of them for about 2 years. And in 2 years, I'll know 5 of the artists that are at Hinterland. Like
he's amazing. He's on the front end of that all the time with these artists.
Wild.
Climbing. Hey, one good example would be Zach Bryan. He had Zach Bryan at Hinterland the year before he exploded, right? So Zach Bryan plays Hinterland and then comes to the Casey Center and does a doubleheader in the round and sells them both out. I mean, are you kidding me? That's Sam, though.
Sam is dialed in, dude. I completely agree with you. There's something about that Hinterland. It's like getting a preview of what the music scene is going to be like in a couple of years. He kills it down there.
There's no doubt. Look, I think the biggest thing, you guys have followed it, right? Like, you're in the middle of the summer. It's hot. Like, they're packed now. Like, this is more than just a show. It's like a thing to do in an event. And, 2 years ago, it was so hot. They didn't have enough water. He like rebuilt that whole area there, like where there's now shade. There's more of that. Like, I don't know. Sam's one of the good ones in town, and we're lucky to have him. And he's dialed into the music scene. He's made our world a lot better here. I can't say enough good things.
That's a good thing. And Chris, I'd say those same things about you. We're lucky to have you where you are too, because of events like the things that you just broke down for us.
I appreciate it. It's been a good run.
Bert Kreischer's coming up on the 11th. Are tickets still available for Bert? And you've got Nate Bargatze coming up, and I believe Jeff Dunham's coming up. How are ticket sales going for those?
Yeah, we got a good run. Bert Kreischer's actually next Thursday, believe it or not, December 11th. So that's coming up quick. Ticks are available, HiVTix.com. Kreischer hasn't been here. I think he'll put on a great show. Jeff Dunham, Monday, December 29th. Again, tickets available. We just go through a run. Journeys in April. They sound great, still put on a great show. Nate Bargatze, April 24th. And then Cody Johnson, Country, May 9th. And the cool thing about Nate and Cody, Nate's on a Friday night and Cody Johnson's on a Saturday night. So 2 good nights for shows like that. So we got a good run, and we got a lot coming up. Like, as you guys know, we got Tyler Childers going on sale next week, and then it gets quiet for a little bit as you go into the holidays. And then really it'll take until about you get through the month of January, and then it'll pick back up again. But we're working on a lot of cool things for the summer.
I think that the Tyler Childress thing would be a great Christmas gift because.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know he's huge. I not.
You
I'm
would
so
like
out
the
of
show.
music.
You
I know,
would.
dude. I hear
I
this
know.
all the time from people. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just not a music guy anymore, man.
Just listen, you'll like him.
Yeah, I guarantee.
All
I know
right,
that's
Chris.
the truth.
Hey, happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
We'll
Yeah.
be in touch.
Guys, thanks for pushing the Iowa game. I
Love it,
really,
buddy.
really
Happy to do
appreciate
it.
it. I do think it's a big deal, and I think it's going to be a great event. So really appreciate your support on that. Trav, safe travels. I know you're going overseas. And
Thank you.
Ross, let's connect soon. Appreciate
All right, buddy.
you guys.
We'll talk to you soon. Talk to
See
you
you,
soon,
Chris.
guys. Keep
See
up
you,
the
buddy.
good work, buddy.
You know who's going to be at the Tyler Childress show?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Owen.
Oh, Owen will be there. He'll be. Owen has seen him. Owen saw him. He drove to Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky to see him on New Year's Eve night. And Owen's seen him like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, wow.
That I know of.
Justin, are you familiar with Tyler Childress?
I'm familiar. I haven't seen him live though, but everyone says the same as Trav, where it's like, oh, you have to go see him. You'll love it.
Would you consider him country?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like that alt country feel.
I wouldn't say alt. It's more Americana country, I would say. It's just different. Here's what I like about him is that great instruments, but the music doesn't overpower the lyrics. Like you hear the guy sing, right? I mean, it's not instrument driven as much as it is his voice is driven, and it's a unique voice, that's for sure.
I like that. Dude from Iowa has the perfect name for this. So Justin comes on in the last couple of minutes of the show. It's Just in Time Sports.
Ooh. I was going to call it Miller Time, but I mean,
But I think that's trademarked.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, the kid who hit all the threes from Drake last night. How do you actually say his last name? I said what, Applehahn.
Yep, Braden
You two
Applehahn.
kind of look like alike. You two look alike. From the picture I saw, I'm like, is that Justin Miller shooting threes? Tall,
a
lanky?
lot better than I was.
Yeah, that's true.
Even as the 2013 Drake Basketball Camper Award winner. He does
Camper
shoot
of the
better
Camper
than-
of the Year.
Yeah.
MVP, some people call it.
Yeah.
They were chanting it from the rafters. I remember clearly. I did have one of those screw you Justin moments last night when Travis wrote to us and said,
the hell?
yeah. Travis writes to us this innocent text message, says 8 years ago tonight, I have this memory.
And you
and
never
Justin
responded.
writes back, 8 years ago, I was in high school.
Yeah, I figured
Shut up,
since
Justin.
Trav was
Shut
already
up.
like, hey, here's the anniversary of like a really sucky time. I was like, well, let's pour some more salt on it, make you guys feel a little old. 8 years ago, I was a senior in high school.
Dick. 8 years ago, I didn't even send the picture because, God, I was fat. I looked at that photo and I'm like, no wonder they fucking booed me. I was fucking fat. I was like, holy shit, who is that whale? You see Brendan Fraser in The Whale? That was fucking me. I'm like, what the fuck?
I've also never heard you drop a series of F-bombs like that ever in my life. Have I heard
I'm
you do
like-
that?
I looked at the photo and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, that's good.
I didn't even need the fat suit to play the part of the whale. I'm like,
See,
oh.
Trav has said to me before, he'll like send me a photo and it'll be like, dude, why didn't anybody ever tell me I was so fat? And I have to politely respond, I did. I tried. You were the
Hey,
big
man,
guy.
Yeah. Hey, man, how you feeling? Fine. Why? I just saying how you feeling.
Curious? Yeah,
Hey,
just
man,
curious.
do you work out much? Do you work out?
Have you been to the
Do
doctor?
I look like I work out? No. God, the photo evidence is just brutal.
This is why we all
Brutal.
tell you what a saint your wife is.
Oh,
This is why
no
we're
kidding.
always like, God, Aunt Jeanette, what a saint. What a wonderful lady. We left on Friday, and that was all Courtney could talk about is, man, Aunt Jeanette's amazing. I go, now you see why everybody that knows them says, Trav, your wife's amazing.
I outkicked my coverage. No woman in the world would tolerate what she's tolerated the last 33 years of life.
One did.
Yeah, one.
One did.
I got
He
lucky.
found the one. He found the unicorn.
Justin, we screw up at all today?
The only thing I have down is, Trav, you said Drake had a record-setting night, but then didn't say a single one of the records.
Let's see. Applehahn's threes, the 10 was a record.
That's a 31-year-old record.
31-year-old record. So you
Yeah.
got to go back to 1994. 1994. Who had? Do you know
I
who
didn't
was?
recognize the name. It was Jeff Allen.
Jeff Allen rings a bell, but man, not strong enough to.
So
I'd
was
have a
the
hard
other
time
record the
remembering
19
it.
threes?
Yep. And then 19 threes by the team. It was
That record goes
previously
back
18.
to. Do you remember when that record was?
It was 2022 against
okay.
St. Ambrose, which was
All right.
also the
Or
last time.
Ambrose.
Ambrose. My bad. All I remember is from that 2022 game, that was the last time Drake had over 100 points in regulation, and it was the hardest game I've ever broadcasted because it was like 150-2 at like the 15-minute mark. It was Drake just dominated, and you're like, how many times can I say, and the threes made by sounding excited? Like,
And that's another
it was brutal.
3-pointer. Think about Bob Quinn, the in-house announcer that day, because that was when they still had the
Or
McDonald's.
was it Chuck Shockley back then?
No, it would have been Bob Quinn. Would have been the
Okay.
in-house announcer for the. In fact, because Chuck Shockley actually passed away.
Okay.
Trav, did you know Chuck died?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't
I
know
think he was
when he stopped being.
I think he was a
Okay.
COVID. I think he died of COVID.
Okay.
So anyway, but Bob Quinn, every 3-pointer, he would have had to go. And that's another McDonald's 3-pointer, and I'm loving it.
They still do it.
Yeah, do they really?
Yeah, I just want them to bring back, because I remember as a kid, they had the big blue balloon on the, like, by the band.
Yeah.
And they would hang threes.
They would hang 3. They'd pull the balloon down, attach another 3 to it, and then let the balloon go back up.
And, you know, during like from 2011 to 2014, there weren't a lot of threes being made in the Nap Center. So I wonder if that was one of the reasons. But now, like, if Braden Applehans keeps playing like he is,
You're going to have to bring back the balloon. What
bring
about
back
the
2
blimp?
balloons.
What about the Drake
The
blimp?
Jethro's blimp?
Yeah, was that what it was?
But
A
it was
Jethro's
just a
blimp?
blimp.
Gift
It
cards?
wasn't even sponsored back in the good old days. It was just this blimp flying around.
And I remember, like, they would have students run it. There were some times where you're like, oh my God, they're going to take off some heads. Like, it was going pretty low to the crowd.
What a cool thing, though. The blimp was super. That was a cool thing.
Yeah.
Big fan of the blimp.
Now they can just fly a drone around.
So, Trav, you fly out here soon, right?
Yep. Go to Denver, to Munich, to Florence. I
The
arrive
Denver
about,
airport. I love the Denver airport.
How's the weird thing? I arrive in Florence at 12:30 tomorrow morning, which is 5. So right when you guys go on the air is basically when I arrive.
So you can do the show. You don't.
No,
Perfect.
I
All right.
can't.
See you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Then that's the plan.
Okay, I might actually just hop on because I'll be getting my luggage. Hey boys, what's
That'd
up?
be fun. You know, we'd love.
be
Yeah, you
awesome.
could do kind of like Coach Stepsis. He was live from the field. It'll feel the exact same from the Munich airport.
All right, boys.
Justin, I'll see you in the morning.
Yep. Safe
And
travels, Trav.
Maybe you see me from the Florence airport. I
We'd
don't know.
love that.
That'd be
Florence Airport, not Munich.
Yeah, Florence
Okay.
Airport.
All right.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you
Travel safe,
tomorrow.
buddy.
And I got to call you to tell you something too about
Oh.
the weekly woohoo. Just
Oh no. Here we go.
No,
We're in
it's
trouble
good,
already,
but it's-
Justin. Hasn't even left. We already screwed things up.
It is the Rush Radio Show
He said he's calling
powered
you.
by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Thankful? More like tankful.
of gas in your new Nissan SUV. This November, we're giving thanks for you. At Willis Nissan, we're celebrating 0% financing and special model year closeout savings on our most popular Nissans. If you've been getting hungry for a new Pathfinder or Murano, there's never been a better time to scoop one onto your plate. So sit around our table or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HighBTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there. 'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.